Co wydarzy się w odcinku 72 Skibidi Toilet? Data Bio ma pewne pomysły i dość ciekawe teorie. Dzisiaj się nimi zajmiemy. Jak zdąży czasu, to również wasze teorie będą na tapecie. Lecimy, nie tracimy czasu i słuchajcie. Go,
And as always,
let's go.
we have a lot of questions about this episode. And we are also all interested in what will happen in episode 72, which should be released soon. And in this video, elite cameraman Moby and I will talk about the plot of episode...
A ona tutaj napisała, że odcinek według niej 72 pojawi się soon, niedługo. Moim zdaniem wcale nie, ponieważ będziemy mieli jeszcze podsumowanie sezonu w Skibidi Toilet, więc pierwsze to, a dopiero potem pojawi się odcinek 72, także to trzeba mieć na uwadze.
episode 72 and about some important details that were in episode 71. The video will be very important because you will see the crazy details that we were able to
szalone
notice.
teorie, oglądajmy
But before
do
we get into
końca,
all this, don't
pamiętajcie.
forget to join my Discord as I have the latest news about the Skibidi toilet.
W ogóle,
Hello,
słuchajcie,
friends.
jeżeli macie jakieś nowe serie Skibidi lub w ogóle jakieś serie na YouTubie do oglądania, do polecenia, żebym obejrzał, napiszcie, z chęcią sobie zajmiemy się czymś nowym też.
You're on the
W komentarzach dajcie
Subscribe
tytuły.
to the channel and press the like button under the video to speed up the release of the next video.
No wy też
And let's
dawajcie
go. In
lajki.
fact, several important events happened in episode 71.
No ciekawe
And
co.
one of them is the appearance of the Astro toilet at the end
No
of
tak,
episode.
Astro
And he
toalety,
clearly
tak.
didn't know what was happening here. And in general now we don't know what is happening between Astro toilets and ordinary
No
toilets.
dalej się nie możemy domyśleć. To jest takie podejrzane. Oni tak jakby szpiegowali, nie? No i tak,
And I'm sure
skrzynia.
that there is something very important, but what do you think about it, guys?
I honestly don't know. And if we didn't know the timeline of the events that were happening, I would have said it might have been the stuff from the room we saw in episode 70, part 2. But that's
Nie.
literally logically impossible.
Nie, to raczej jest niemożliwe, to co mówi Elite. Bo raczej, moim zdaniem, to jest dalej, upieram się, że to jest ta maszyna.
The few ideas that comes to my mind are, it might be the OG Skibidi toilet, or something that's related to the secret agent or some new toilet that they have been working on for a while, or an even crazier idea, the real body of G-Man toilet.
Bruh.
Who knows, maybe even the G-Man
Okej,
we keep seeing is a
ciekawe.
robotic body.
Ciekawe.
Yeah, your theory is good. And it's possible that this is a robot and the real body of Gmail is in this box. Because I already mentioned that in the movies they usually transport some kind of monsters and mummies in such boxes. But at the same time it seems to me that there were too many fakes and maybe he is real. But let's listen to what Moby has to say.
There are many
Nie no, słuchajcie, przede wszystkim G-Man musi być w wersji mniejszej, bo skoro naukowiec jest w wersji mniejszej i wiemy, że potrafią te małe Skibidi Toilet sterować tymi dużymi, więc G-Man też może być w wersji
theories
mniejszej.
about this question, but the main thing is that this container contains something very valuable for the Skibidi
Naprawdę,
toilet
coś mega...
race and is quite heavy because
Coś,
this
co
cargo
chodzi o
is carried by
przetrwanie
two
tej rasy,
toilets.
nie?
Perhaps there is something in there that will make an Astro toilet out of a regular Skibidi toilet, but that's just my theory.
In this box, there may be absolutely everything. And perhaps your theories are true, but imagine if the Skibidi scientist who was in the 70th episode is not real but another fake. And perhaps it was his real body that were taken from this bunker. And we also
Okej,
saw that
ciało
Gmail didn't show no
może tak
emotions
być.
about the fact that the Skibidi scientist died. And he behaved quite calmly, although he knows that the Titans and possibly the Astro toilets are hunting for him. Because from what we saw, it is not clear whether the Astro toilets are hunting for Gmail or not.
No
Also,
właśnie,
in this
tu nie
container may
wiemy.
contain a new weapon or a new type of Skibidi toilet that the scientist has been working on all this time. And perhaps this new type of toilet will be stronger than even Astro toilets.
O,
And
to
now
jest
the Astro
ciekawa
toilet knows
teoria,
about this.
słuchajcie.
And he is trying to destroy what is inside the container or use it for his own purposes.
Raczej
Or
chce
there were
przejąć
ancient
ten
technologies that we
ładunek.
didn't see in this room. Because from the inscription on the floor, we learned that this is storage area 2. And this means that there is another such room or several such rooms with agent technology.
Patrzcie, tego
And if
napisu
this
w
is
ogóle
true,
nie
then
skojarzyłem.
believe me that there will be such technologies from which we will be shocked. And in comparison with them, these books will be worthless. Or perhaps the Skibidi scientist made a hybrid from several agents and toilets. And it is in this container that the body of this mutant is stored. Of course, this sounds like a fairy tale. But do you remember how many of my theories came true? Anyways,
Powiem nieskromnie, że moje teorie też, słuchajcie, w większości zgadzały się z tym, co się
probably
stanie,
Boom will
nie?
soon show us what was there and it will be a crazy plot twist. But if the scientist really died, then what will happen to Gmail and what is his plan?
Most likely G-Toilet's plan was to become the only major toilet among the Skibidi toilet race and most likely
Słuchajcie, teraz planem G-Mana jest to, żeby po prostu przetrwać. To jest główny plan, żeby rasa Skibidi Toilet przetrwała.
To the events that took
A
place
nie,
in
że on
season
będzie
23.
szefem, liderem
He
i
will want to
bossem,
make
nie?
contact with the Astro Toilet race, and perhaps at first they will refuse to accept them, and then the Titan G Toilet will present them with what is in that secret container.
By the way, this sounds plausible. But what do you think, Elite?
In my personal opinion, G-Man didn't like what Scientist Toilet was doing with cloning him and making G-Man clones. I think with his ego, he wants to be the leader and will probably try and take the lead.
Totalnie się z tym nie zgadzam, słuchajcie, bo raczej G-Man raczej był w dobrych relacjach z naukowcem. Wątpię, żeby tu były jakieś takie scysje, nie?
But we all know that he used to be kinda dumb, so hopefully his IQ is higher these days.
Nie, G-Man totalnie nie jest głupi. Słuchajcie, on potrafi, jeżeli nie jest w stanie sobie poradzić, to on potrafi uciec. To jest oznaka pewnej mądrości. To nie jest tak, że on jest głupi.
From what it looked like, they already have a different base and they probably went to relocate. I got a feeling that we might not see him for a while.
And your theories also sound plausible. And I'm sure that they have
Totalnie
another
się z nimi
base.
nie zgadzam.
And perhaps this base was not the most important, and the toilets deliberately thought of all this to confuse the agents. And I'm also sure that Gmail always wanted to be the main one. But since he is a little dump, the main one was a Skibidi scientist. And we were simply shown that Gmail was the main one, although this was not true. But in fact, we cannot say for sure because perhaps we are only seeing the tip of the iceberg, and in fact, everything is more confusing. Perhaps it was all set up by a secret agent, and now he is trying to correct his mistakes and kill all the toilets. But the situation got out of control, and Astro toilets appeared. And now the secret agent cannot cope alone, and he needs the help of agents.
Pewnie z tych Astro toalet była jakaś taka była grupa toalet, która wykazywała się przejawami inteligencji i to one potem były Astro toaletami.
But still, these are only theories. And the most important fact that we don't know who is behind all this and who created these toilets.
No
But at the
właśnie.
end of the episode, we saw Astro Toilet that was late to the most interesting events. And I don't understand what he was doing here. And it looks like he
Ta Astro toaleta nie spóźniła się na to, bo ona raczej te Astro toalety były w ukryciu, żeby po prostu w pewien sposób albo być może Tytany kupiły czas G-Manowi, kupiła ta Astro toaleta jak spotkała Tytanów, żeby ich trochę powstrzymać i żeby nie szli tak do przodu, albo po prostu ona teraz szpieguje, ona raczej nie jest tak, że wiecie, to
didn't
co ona
know
tu
what was
wymieniła.
happening here. And he was chasing Gmail to take what was inside the box. Or he was on the side of the toilets and he just made sure that there was no
Raczej ich
survivors.
szpieguje.
I assume that the Astro Toilet we saw at the end of the episode was some sort of scout, and it seemed to me that he was very frightened by what G Toilet had set up here. I guess he didn't expect Jimmy to be so cold-blooded and violent.
I think he knew everything that's going on because for a while, we have known that they were spying on the battle. He most likely looked around to see if there were any remaining Alliance agents. And I did talk about this in my own analysis video. But the Astro toilets actually never did anything against the original G-Man toilet. They tried to kill the clone version. This makes me think that G-Man could have been the ones that ordered the Astro toilets to kill the
A
clone.
właśnie, jakiego koloru G-Man miał oczy tutaj? To jest istotne.
Dumb, so
A takie normalne, bo te reszta ma czerwone,
Everything
nie?
is as clear in the actions of the Astro Toilet. And it seems to me that the Astro... And after that fight, he realized that the Titans were quite strong and could kill him. And in danger, he began to run away because he values his life, and I won't say that this is a stupid act. Because he values his life, and I won't say...
No właśnie, moim zdaniem, słuchajcie, G-Man wcale nie jest głupi. On się zna na rzeczy.